Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So this video is going to be a follow-up video to the video that I made yesterday that focused on Stellenbosch Municipality Senior Human Resource Manager Alexander Kannemeyer being caught on a Teams meeting saying that they are going to make life hard and difficult for white employees so that they can get rid of them, they can resign, they can step down so that they can replace them with triple BEE candidates. And in that video he also made it quite clear that he's very upset with the fact that the people that do best in these interviews are white males, you know, as if they asked to be white and as if they asked to be male. It's just the racism in this country towards white people is just on another level, and most of the time nothing gets done. At least this is getting some airtime. But if you want to go and watch that full video, you can just click over here and then go and watch that video first before you watch this one. Also, before we start this video, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. Most of you that watch the content on my channel aren't subscribed to the channel, and it's as easy as just clicking subscribe. Well done. There we go. Amazing job. All right. So, since yesterday when the video came out, there has been quite a lot of developments that I want to jump into. But there's also been a second part of the video that was released. And I'm assuming the reason why it was done in this way was to actually catch the Stellenbosch Municipality blatantly lying. And it seems that that was the case, because the second video contradicts everything that the Stellenbosch Municipality said after the first video was leaked and they released the statement. Now, what was their statement? Alright, so Stellenbosch Municipality came out with this tweet, which they eventually deleted later. I wonder why. They said the recording in question captures a deliberately edited short snippet from a broader employment equity discussion within the Directorate in March 2023. Taken out of context, it is now being misrepresented to support a completely false narrative. Now, as I stated, this was eventually deleted by the municipality's profile. So then the mayor of Stellenbosch came out and said, "Good evening, Stellenbosch." He continued, regarding the videos circulating on social media platforms, he said, "I wish to state that these events occurred early in 2023 before I became mayor. I'm currently undertaking an investigation into the matter and will issue further statement when this is completed. At face value, the video is a cause for significant concern and we will get to heart of the matter and take appropriate further action as warranted. Mayor Jeremy Fasser." Now, already that is completely different to what the Stellenbosch Municipality posted and then later removed. Then, of course, the DA also entered the fray. The reason that this is redlined is because I'll raise the point just now. But they came out and said, the DA will uphold non-racialism in Stellenbosch Municipality. The reason they came out with this is because the DA runs Stellenbosch Municipality. They are in charge. Their mayor is a DA mayor. And they, in essence, just said, let me just zoom in a bit here. The Democratic Alliance is deeply concerned about a video purportedly capturing an official at the Stellenbosch Municipality expressing racist views and apparently promoting unlawful labor practices. The DA is committed to non-racialism. We reject all forms of discrimination regardless of their source or target. Yeah, okay. In light of the video being circulated on social media, the remarks, if accurately reported in context, run directly contrary to the DA's values and principles. The DA draws a clear line between party and state. Alright, so the first thing I want to say is, do I think that the DA is actively involved in this? No, I don't believe that's the case. I believe this is a case of a city manager that went rogue, or at least a senior director or the senior manager of human resources that decided to go rogue. I don't believe that the DA mayor had a hand in this. I don't believe that everybody in the DA was aware of this. Do I think that maybe one or two people knew about this? Perhaps, because it's 2023 and here we are 2 years later and this video, is still being shared for the first time publicly. But you know that before a video is shared publicly, it is shared internally. And I'm pretty sure that that was shared internally. So I don't think the DA is doing this. I don't think the federal executive of the DA is doing this knowing that this is happening. No, maybe this is happening behind the scenes, and perhaps even, and I'm not, this is all just speculation, but perhaps the mayor was aware of it, knowing that it happened, but never reported it to the DA's national office. I don't know, but I don't think the DA as a political party is doing this everywhere and saying, shh, don't tell anybody. So, I want to be honest, I can shit on the DA for a lot of things. I don't think that this is one of the things that I can shit on them. I truly believe that maybe some DA individuals are involved, but the organization as a whole, I don't think they're involved in this. But there is one issue that I want to raise, which is what is there in red. The DA draws a clear line between party and state. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And the reason for that is because John Steenhuisen, when he became the Minister of Agriculture, appointed Ramon Cabernac as his Chief of Staff. He headhunted Ramon Cabernac. Ramon went through all the processes and then was appointed the Chief of Staff. And then when the DA became aware of this, this is when the shit started going south, because suddenly there was internal battles in the DA, and suddenly all of this stuff leaked with regards to Ramon Cabernac. I've got my theories on how those things magically leaked after he was appointed, but I'll keep it to myself for now. But the point that I'm making here is there is no doubt that the federal executive of the DA was not impressed that John Steenhuisen didn't run the list of names of who he wanted to appoint through the federal executive. Now, the federal executive, from discussions that I've heard, told John to get rid of Ramon, and ultimately that is what happened. Ramon Cabernac was removed out of his position. Now, the federal executive can try and say that they weren't involved, but I've heard of people having receipts with regards to that. I haven't seen it myself, but from interactions that I've had with people within the DA, they said that this was clearly the case. John, in essence, was told by the federal executive to get rid of Ramon Cabernac. So where's the separation of party and state in this instance? Because you, as the federal executive, are telling a minister who he can and cannot appoint and who he should get rid of. So stop talking cock. I'm being gracious on the other aspect, where I'm saying that I believe that the DA as a political party wasn't involved with these triple BEE employment deals or structuring it against white people. But don't talk cock. I dare anybody in the federal executive to challenge me on this, because you know that I know that you know that I know. So don't talk cock. This is what gets to me. But anyway, with that being said, a second video came out with regards to Alexander Kannemeyer, and I want to share it with all of you now so that you can see what additional things Alexander Kannemeyer had to say about white employees within the Stellenbosch Municipality.
En ek sê, bring HR, bring supply chain, and then actually these things in problem.
No, I saw it already because I know the difficulties of the disciplinarians. But I'm still saying, appointing a white person to correct that, because I'm going to be honest with you, the white person is part of the problem. I'm opening.
Whoa! White person is part of the problem. Well, how about stereotyping all white people, right? Saying that white person is a problem. Okay.
The white person is part of the problem. That is what we had. Because they are able to engage with the staff. They either sit in this office here, and then they don't go out. Arma James and the other people go out. They have to face it there. When the conflict comes, we have to sort of tell James that bring us in, and then we have to get some people out. So that's my problem. And I'm open and honest. I don't care what people is going to say about me, that I'm racist or whatever. But
well, you are. You are racist. And the reason I say that is because, firstly, you want to make life difficult for white people that scored well in an interview that they should get the position because they ranked the highest. You've got a problem with that. And then you've got a problem with the fact that you, according to you, you want to make life difficult for them so that they, eventually resign or quit, and then you can replace them with whomever you wanted to that is not as qualified as what they are, because you will go then back to the list and, pick the second or third or fourth person on that list. And then to say that white people cause trouble, I mean, dude, you are a racist. And I know that's rich coming from somebody that's been accused of racism, but this is very clear. I mean, this is not a 7-second video that was taken out of context. No. This is him actually saying in 3 different ways that he does not like white people. In the first instance, he says that white people always scores the best, and that is a problem. Secondly, he says that he wants to make life difficult for white people that are employed so that he can get rid of them. And then thirdly, he says that white people cause trouble. I mean, that is having quite a vendetta against white people, and that is why I believe that you are racist. Because usually when somebody says, I don't care if people call me a racist, well, then you know that you've said something that's crossed the line, and that you feel that you need to justify what you just said by saying you don't care if people call you a racist. That to me is like case closed. That's it. So it's going to be interesting what unfolds over the next few days, because I know Stellenbosch Municipality came out with a statement, then deleted it. Then the mayor came out with a statement. The DA came out with a statement in which, they are lying in some aspects of that statement. And then, you've got a second video of Alexander Kannemeyer clearly demonstrating that he is a racist, and what Stellenbosch Municipality said initially in that first statement was blatantly false, because they probably knew that there was more to this video that they couldn't defend. Now the question is this the last video, or is there more? Well, time will tell, and I'll be here ready to tell you about it. But up until that point, I think it's quite clear that this person needs to be removed. I think there's enough evidence of him being a racist, of him actually stepping across a line, saying that he wants to interfere with how other people do their jobs in order for them to resign. I mean, that is immediate dismissal. Even if you don't want to go for the fact that he's a racist, the fact that he does not do his job correctly as a human resource manager, a senior manager within the municipality, that should be immediate dismissal as well. Also, what I would like to say is, imagine for 1 second if the roles were reversed. Imagine that was a white person sitting there talking about black employees. What do you think would have happened? Whatever we saw today would not be even close to the outrage if the roles were reversed. Because, you're not allowed to talk about racism against white people. What's also interesting is the ANC and Stellenbosch came out and defended him, saying that they are racially smearing this individual. Oh, okay. I wonder if the ANC would defend a white person if this was the case. But hey, let's listen to what the ANC's got to say, right? Because they definitely have the moral upper hand when it comes to racial matters in South Africa. They have more racial laws in South Africa under this democracy than what the apartheid government had when they were in charge of South Africa. But hey, who are we to judge, right? Ultimately, I think that this is an open and shut case. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of arguments whether the DA knew, whether the DA didn't know. I'm not going to get involved in that, because clearly, people will just say I'm a bitter ex. But what I can tell you is that the city manager or the mayor should have known that this was taking place right under their noses. There is no way that you can be competent as a mayor or a city manager and not know that this is being discussed on Teams meetings within your municipality. Ultimately, Alexander Kannemeyer needs to lose his job, and there are 2 reasons for that. The first reason is because he is clearly demonstrating that he is racist towards white employees. If that isn't enough, then the second reason is he is the senior human resource manager for the Stellenbosch Municipality. And as a human resource manager, you simply cannot say that you want to make life difficult for your employees. Whether they are white, black, colored, or Indian, or Asian, it doesn't matter. You simply cannot say that, because the moment you say that, that's the moment that you lose the right to be a human resource manager. The whole reason for being a human resource manager is to ensure that everything runs smoothly when it comes to the human capital in your organization. And the fact that you just said what you said means that that is not your prime objective, and therefore you are not doing your job correctly. So, hopefully within the end of the week, we will have Alexander Kannemeyer that has been fired and removed, because we simply can't allow that type of behavior within a municipality, especially from a senior individual within a municipality. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel. Please be sure to share this video far and wide. And if you enjoy my content and you enjoy this channel, then please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Till later. Cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre.